So I was reading this business book last week, one of those 7 secrets to millionaire success books, and I realized something fascinating. I've read probably 200 of these books over the years. My friend Luca has read the exact same 200 books, yet somehow I'm building systematic wealth while Luca is still learning about entrepreneurship. Same books, same information, completely different bank accounts, and that's when it hit me. We're not processing information the same way at all. Most people consume business information like they're studying for a test, but there's a completely different approach that extracts actionable wealth from the exact same content. What I'm about to show you is why 2 people can read identical information yet produce completely different financial outcomes. And it's entirely about the sophistication of your information processing methodology. This demonstrates the difference between comprehensive intelligence and systematic intelligence. The processing intelligence. Here's what's hilarious about how most people consume business content. They're applying their intelligence to become walking Wikipedia entries of other people's success stories. Oh, so Jeff Bezos started Amazon in his garage in 1994, and he focused on customer obsession, and he reinvested profits for 20 years. And did you know he originally wanted to call it Cadabra, but congratulations, you're now qualified to host a Jeff Bezos trivia night. But there's a more sophisticated way to process that same information. Instead of memorizing Bezos's autobiography, you can systematically extract the 3 core elements that made it work: market timing analysis, customer feedback loops, and reinvestment protocols. Suddenly, you're not just a Bezos historian. You're someone who can systematically apply proven methodologies to your own situation. It's like the difference between being able to recite every statistic about Michael Jordan versus actually learning how to play basketball. Both require intelligence, but one makes you great at dinner party conversations while the other makes you great at the actual game. The implementation intelligence. Let me show you exactly how this sophisticated processing difference plays out. Recently, I watched someone get incredibly excited about a podcast episode featuring a guy who built a $10 million consulting business. They spent the next hour giving me what was essentially a dramatic reenactment of this entrepreneur's entire life story. So he started with just $500 and a dream, and then he got his first client through LinkedIn after 47 rejections, and then he cried in his car, and then he hired his first employee in month 8, and then he moved to a bigger office with a ping pong table. I'm thinking, this is like getting the director's commentary when all I need is the actual movie. So I listened to the same podcast, but I processed it through a completely different systematic framework. I identified 3 core patterns: client acquisition through value-first content, systematic service delivery processes, and predictable scaling methodologies. Then I intelligently adapted modified versions of those patterns to my own business context. Same podcast. They got an inspiring bedtime story. I got 3 implementable business systems. Both approaches required intelligence, just directed toward dramatically different outcomes. The systematic intelligence upgrade. So how do you upgrade to sophisticated information processing? 3 systematic approaches that optimize your analytical capabilities. First, the 3-element extraction. For every piece of business content you consume, systematically identify exactly 3 actionable elements you can implement. This focuses your analytical intelligence on systematic patterns rather than biographical entertainment. Not 10 elements, not everything was valuable, exactly 3. This forces your brain to prioritize like a laser instead of collecting like a vacuum cleaner. Second, the immediate implementation analysis. For every business strategy you encounter, systematically identify elements you can test in your current situation. This directs your problem-solving intelligence toward practical application rather than theoretical appreciation. Third, the framework construction method. This is where you systematically combine multiple proven patterns into repeatable approaches. Think of it like creating a recipe that combines the best ingredients from different successful dishes into your own systematic cooking method that you can use repeatedly. Here's what's powerful about this sophisticated approach. You immediately extract more systematic value from the same content sources you've always used. It's like upgrading from watching movies to be entertained to watch watching them to understand cinematography, storytelling structure, and character development techniques. Same movies, but your intelligence is now extracting professional capabilities instead of just enjoying the popcorn. The intelligent implementation approach, your sophisticated processing upgrade, can begin with what I call the systematic pattern extraction challenge. Phase 1. Take any business content you consume and systematically extract exactly 3 implementable patterns. Document them and test one in your specific context. Phase 2. Build one systematic framework that combines patterns from multiple sources. For example, take a marketing approach from one source, a delivery method from another, and a scaling technique from a third, then systematically integrate them into your own repeatable approach. Phase 3. Systematically measure your implementation results and optimize based on what actually works in your particular situation. Here's what happens when you process information this sophisticatedly. You begin extracting more actionable value from business content than most people extract over much longer periods. While others are hosting book clubs to discuss how inspiring that latest entrepreneur interview was, you can be systematically implementing approaches that generate measurable results. And here's the beautiful part. You'll start seeing systematic opportunities everywhere because your brain is now trained to extract patterns instead of just absorbing stories. The information advantage is about systematically processing available content through sophisticated implementation frameworks rather than just consuming more content. Most people already have access to all the wealth creation information they need. They just need the systematic methods to convert that information into actionable approaches. If you want to master this sophisticated implementation methodology, I've created something valuable for you. It's called the Implementation Extraction Toolkit, a complete guide that shows you exactly how to systematically process any business content for maximum value, plus templates for building your own implementation frameworks. Click the link in the description to download it free. If you'd like to know how to extract implementable business systems from any conversation you have, whether it's with a successful entrepreneur or someone in a completely different field, then don't hesitate to subscribe. Same sophisticated processing upgrade, different application. You'll discover systematic opportunities in places you never expected. You know what's funny? Most people just spent 8 minutes learning how to systematically extract million-dollar patterns from any information they encounter. Meanwhile, somewhere out there, someone is still highlighting every sentence in a finance book for the 3rd time, wondering why they're not rich yet. That person is probably going to watch this video, extract 0 implementable systems, and then leave a comment asking, but what's the one secret to success? The secret is, there is no secret, just systematic intelligence applied through sophisticated processing methodologies, which is exactly what you just learned. So, congratulations. You now possess cognitive frameworks that most people will spend their entire lives never discovering. You're officially operating at a different level of information processing sophistication. Welcome to Infinite ROI Enterprise, where we don't just consume information, we systematically extract wealth from it. Our motto, innovative ideas exist in infinite supply. We share them freely and continuously because our systems generate them effortlessly and with precision. That is the foundational principle of Infinite ROI Enterprise, and it's all because of God. Now go and enjoy creating something extraordinary with that new systematically upgraded brain of yours.